we do have a young man.
Yes, we do.
Dave. His story is just fantastic. Right here from the shores of Ghana. That's him on the screen.
Yes.
There. Now he's a chess champion.
Yes, he is.
He's a chess champion,
he won the Africa Under-9 chess champions. So he's a continental champion.
He's a continental champion.
He's not a local champion.
Yeah.
He's an international champion at 8 years old.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing. It's laudable. And like you said, Pick, it's brilliant to see young people exploring their potential, and especially parents, teachers, the adults who have guidance over these young people, encouraging them to be the best that they can be. And
absolutely.
I am so proud of him. I'm glad that we're going to get to speak to him. I want to know what goes through his mind, because chess is not an easy game to play. I've forgotten how to play, so I'm hoping he can give me a crash course, I'm hoping you can give me a crash course. I've forgotten how to play chess. I haven't played since I was 8 myself.
Yeah.
So it's been a very long time.
I played into my teens, but I honestly haven't played in that long time.
I took a liking to checkers, but also because at the time my family was living in the US, and checkers at that time was more popular than chess.
Okay.
At least in my community.
Too.
Of course, checkers is like draft.
Okay. So
checkers is like draft.
So it's not as challenging.
But I do have a chess board at home, have at my parents' place as well, and. Dave has inspired me to take it up,
Absolutely. Okay, well, let's meet them. Father and son, David Achampong, good morning to you. And
good morning.
Also
good
Dave
morning.
Chief Achampong, good morning.
Good morning.
Fantastic. It's good to have you both with us here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's talk about chess. And at what age did you realize that your son had an interest? Did you play chess at home yourself?
Yes. I'm very passionate about chess.
Okay.
I did play a lot of times at home. A lot of my friends were also chess players, so they keep coming home. We played together.
Okay.
And since he was at home also, he always had the chance to see us play, and I think that's one of the reasons why he fell in love with the game very, very early.
Okay.
And we also founded have an organization that's called Mentor Chess Academy, and we help promote chess in schools. So it's a team of friends who do this.
Okay.
Yes, and that's how we got involved as well.
Okay.
So Dave, how do you feel? What was it like winning this trophy and your medal? Are you happy about it?
Yes, please. The tournament was difficult, but I think everybody played well.
Yeah. So how long did you have to prepare and practice for the tournament?
I'm going to say as much as I have to, because in Greece, more other people will be stronger than me. They'll know some of them have been playing more than me, so they'll know better.
Were you nervous? Yeah.
Yes, please.
So what did you do to overcome the nervousness? How did you deal with it? Because you won. In the end, you won.
Yeah, you are the champion.
Championship. So
absolutely.
how did you get over your nervousness?
You won recently, yes.
Yeah.
I just had to practice more, play more games, then I was able to win and overcome everything.
Okay, and the championship was held online this year, I
yes,
understand,
this
because
was
of
held
the
online
pandemic.
because of the COVID, yes.
Okay.
Dave, was that different for you, playing online? So how did it work?
Some people made some mistakes because it was online. We had to use the laptop.
Okay.
So it was easier to make a mouse slip, then a piece can move this way where you don't want it to move. So it was difficult to be able to move the pieces. Some people even lost because of that, but it was very good.
Okay, so that means that you had to practice with a laptop too?
Yes, please.
Wow. Wow.
Now, for you, David, as a father, how important is it when you're talking about education to encourage our children not just academically, but to explore other fields
Yes.
How important is that? I mean, you said you have some colleagues, you've come together, you've set up this club and so on and so forth. How important is it?
Yes, you know, for years now, studies have shown how beneficial chess is when it comes to children, when it comes to education in general. You know, it teaches them a lot of things that normal mainstream schools wouldn't teach you when if you don't play chess. So, for instance, teaching you how to be patient, how to solve problems, you know, analytical skills, creativity. These are things that you don't usually get through the normal mainstream education. So it's very, very important. And of course, most of us have been to school, finished schools, and yet we couldn't really get anything out of our education. And there's something that helps you to think outside the box. You know, helps you to be very patient when you are dealing with stuff. You're able to think about the consequence of your actions. And this is very, very important life skills that you don't get from just education. And it teaches you a lot of things to even helping you in class, because there's a lot of calculations in there. Logical reasoning helps you to solve problems much easier. And then your math, you know, and most times studies have shown that those who play chess end up having better test scores than those who don't in schools.
Okay.
This is our documented research that is there. Yeah.
Now, David, I'm very interested and excited by what you're saying, because like you said, we don't encourage our students to get involved in co-curricular activities. It's what you do in the classroom, and that's all. And for me, coming from a teaching background, we know we have different kinds of intelligences. Some kids are just more skilled with their hands and you know, their creativity. Some are very good with numbers, but you don't see it in a math textbook or when they're working mathematics. You see it with things like this. So I'm wondering, how affordable or otherwise is a chessboard? I mean, is this something that you think we could do widespread as a nation, encourage more of our young people to play? Because you've mentioned analytical skills, you've mentioned calculations, you mentioned problem solving. These are all skills that we want our young people to have.
Absolutely.
But if we are able to buy a chessboard and the pieces, and it's not so expensive, maybe it's something we can be advocating for.
Maybe nationwide.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you brought this up, because in other countries, for instance, as part of the curriculum, it doesn't exist as a co-curricular or extracurricular.
I see.
You know, and such countries have seen the need for them to have chess as the main thing. So this where sometimes you have maths, English, this you have chess in school, and it's compulsory for everybody to take part.
It's like an application of knowledge.
Very
activity.
good. That's right. That's right. And so it's very important for. We started some advocacy work. The Parents Association, Ghana Chess has started some advocacy work as well, trying to make sure that there is more chess in a lot of schools, and it's much cheaper. Looking at the things that you learn from playing chess and the cost involved is way cheaper. It costs less than 100 cedis to get a very good chess set, and you can easily start a chess program in any school at all.
So a set like this, how much would it cost?
This should cost about, let's say, 50, 60 cedis.
So it's actually not that something we can invest in.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so like I said, the last time I played chess, I was 8 years old myself, Dave. So I forgot. I mean, I know some of the pieces. I can see the queen, the king, the pawns. I can see the knights. Yes, but how do you play? How do you play?
Sure, Dave, why don't you show us exactly how, if you're going to teach, let's say, a younger sibling how to play chess, how does that work?
First, you must know the board.
Okay. So teach us the board. What should we know?
The board is made out of 64 squares.
64 squares. Okay.
8 on each line.
Okay.
Now you have the pieces. On the board.
Okay. Can you tell us the names of the different pieces?
This is the pawn.
Okay.
The smallest piece on the board. It moves 2 steps while it's on his first row.
Okay.
Or you can move 1 if you want.
Okay.
This is the knight. The knight moves differently than all of the other pieces because he can move and hop over other pieces.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's the only piece that can get out of the back row. Unless the pawns are moved.
Okay. So if the pawns are there, the knight is the only piece that can move over them.
Yes.
Otherwise, the pawns must move first before the other pieces can move. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the bishop.
Okay.
The bishop can move as long as
It's
it
diagonal.
wants, unless it's on diagonal.
Diagonal.
So
Okay.
the bishop can move here, here, and every time this bishop's on a light square, so you can only move on the light
Only on the
squares.
light squares. Okay.
It will never go on the dark squares.
Okay.
Okay.
The same applies to this bishop.
Okay.
This is the other knight, and this is the rook. The rook can move as far as it wants to, but only up, down, and sideways.
Sideways.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So,
So
up and down and then sideways.
Fantastic.
So, and this is the queen, the most powerful chess piece. It can move. It can move diagonally, like the bishop.
Mm.
Also move up, down, and
Like
sideways,
the rook.
like the rook.
Okay.
And this is the king.
Yeah.
The king is the most important piece. It can only move one square at a time in each direction.
Interesting.
And if your king can't move and it's in check, you've lost the game.
Okay.
So
What does it mean when your king is in check?
it means it's in danger. It's like.
So give us an
over-
example. Set it up for us. Give us an example of a king being in check.
Okay, so
Show us like a final move.
That'll be checkmate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
checkmate.
set up a checkmate
so
situation for
like
us.
something like
Okay.
this.
Okay.
And now, if you play over here, threaten checkmate.
Okay.
So queen.
How come?
Because now, if you capture this, his king can't take back. Because the bishop is over here, and he can also come over here,
Yeah.
and he's in check. And there's nowhere for him to move, so he's now in check here. So
Okay.
if he's supposing he plays something like this,
Mm.
now he can play checkmate.
Okay.
And now
then
you've
you're
won
going
the
to- okay.
now you've won the game.
Yeah. Wow.
Amazing.
So that's how you can get.
There are a lot of tactics.
Yeah.
Strategies involved
Clearly.
in the game.
Clearly.
So,
win,
Dave,
yeah.
we have to wrap this conversation up soon, but how do you keep all this in your head?
I just have to like. I've been playing for a long time, so I play the same things over and over again until I master. So like I've been playing this for a long time. I know everything in it. I know all of the track. So now I can play it without some. I can play it with, let's say, a grandmaster, and I won't lose in 10 moves like in any short number of moves because
Okay.
I've been playing it for a long time.
Okay.
Okay.
So that means there are different there are different plays.
So that's what I was going to ask about. Do you have, because I remember way back when I was a teenager that there were books and they had
Yes.
already scripted games
Yeah.
that you
Yes.
could actually play and practice.
Yes.
So
Yes.
is that something like that?
Yes, there is, especially when it comes to the opening, we call the opening repertoire, you have a lot of openings that have been studied
Okay.
over the years.
Oh,
and
wow.
aside that, there are a lot of variations been among these openings.
Okay.
So it's a matter of memorizing some of these openings, it helps.
Okay.
Although you won't find the opponent playing exactly the same way, but it gives you an idea on what to do. And that brings to mind the issue of pattern recognition. When you see the pattern time, you begin to know how to go about it when somebody plays this, what is the right thing to. And there are principles to follow. In the opening, you have to quickly play for the center, attack the center, bring out your pieces quickly.
Oh, I
and they
see.
all help a lot.
It's all strategy.
Yeah.
If you understand the principles, it comes easier when the person plays something outside what you have planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it happens. There's the King's Gambit, Queen's Gambit, Sicilian defense. All these are things that you have to try and at least know some of them.
Sounds exciting.
You can't see what
It sounds exciting, I know, right? Sicilian defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, just,
So there's this series on Netflix, The Queen's Gambit, that I've been
Okay.
watching. So
Okay.
the little girl is much like Dave. She started when she was 9. She was in an
Okay.
orphanage, and she
Okay.
goes on to become
Oh.
an international
Oh,
champion.
wow.
Yes.
So Dave,
Yes.
you're an international champion at 8, right? You won the Under 9 African Chess Championship, and I'm hoping that in a few years,
Yeah.
we'll see you on even more international stages
Yeah.
in Europe, in Asia, in the Americas, and we'll be so proud because you're a Ghanaian and we know you now. So we'll get your autograph before you go so that we can say we know you when it gets to that point.
And most grandmasters starts like this. You know,
Yeah.
it's something we have to look out
Yeah,
for.
exactly.
And but what I good about chess is not difficult. You can just decide to start learning, practice a few years, and you'll
can be
be
good at
top.
it.
You can be very good.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost so much compared to other sports.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the country can look at as a country and begin to focus on this for our young ones.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you guys so
Thank
much
you.
for coming
Thank you
in
for
and
coming.
sharing this experience
And
with
we're very
us.
proud of you, Dave.
Yeah.
Very, very proud.
Dave, last question for you. Where do you see yourself next? What's the next thing for you?
To hopefully become a grandmaster.
You're hoping
Grandmaster.
to become
That's
a
right.
grandmaster. You will become
You will
a
become a
grandmaster.
grandmaster.
Yeah.
You will.
All right. Fantastic. This is exciting.
I love it.
Exciting. Now I'm just thinking about it, you know.
I love it.
I have to go pull out the checkbook.
You have to. And it calls for more, support when it comes to this, because to be a grandmaster, a lot of games you must play, tournaments you must get into. Sometimes outside the country.
Yeah.
Hardly will you become a grandmaster if you are just in Ghana.
Exactly.
You know, there's no grandmaster in West Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that shows how rare it is to have a
Wow.
grandmaster. Nigeria is way ahead. They don't have any grandmaster. So
Wow.
it means a lot of work, a lot of support. We want to
yeah.
also try and appeal to people to support chess in general, then support his dream of becoming a grandmaster as well.
Fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that the GES needs to look at making it a
Oh,
mandatory part of the system.
why are you talking plenty? We'll make noise. They'll do it.
Thank you very much. You're very grateful.
Fantastic.
Very
All right,
grateful.
so we have a lot more coming up in the show. So Dave Chief Achampon and his father David Achampon have joined us on the set this
David's
morning.
namesakes.
Yes, I know, right?